Hey everyone, Tim Norris.
And Carmen Norris.
And welcome to a live play video by GreyElephant Gaming.
Today we're playing Glass Road by Zman Games.
Okay, here we are. Why don't we talk about a little bit of the setup real quick before we actually get into gameplay. This here is our player board. We have forests, we have glades, pits, and ponds. And those will hopefully be able to try to get us resources, whereas we just want to try to get rid of these forest pieces. We start with 3 buildings: a forest glassworks, a glassmaker colony, and a mason, brotherhood mason. And the only thing that these are good for are in-game scoring. This here is our resource wheel, and this will make sense on how this works as the game progresses. But we've got sand, food, charcoal, water, wood, clay, brick, glass, and it's a very unique structure that it's hard to explain, but as we play the game, it'll make sense. This here is our board where we have all of our buildings on. And this is our opening selection of buildings. The blue buildings are production buildings, I think is what they're called. They're buildings that will give you continuous effects, depending on how you decide to use them. These ones right here with the yellow, they're a one-time effect building, so you'll get whatever the benefit on them just one time when you buy it. Immediately. Then down here are buildings that'll typically just give you in-game victory points. So, without further ado, why don't we get started? And the way we do that is we each have 15 cards, and we're going to select 5 of these cards, and then we'll start playing them. Now, it takes a while to sometimes select these cards, so what I'm going to do is we're going to cut that part of out of the video so you guys don't have to see us just trying to, pick our cards, and then you'll actually see us be able to play the cards instead, which makes more sense. So, with that said, why don't we begin round 1? Okay, so each of us have selected our 5 cards. And we did this in secret, so we don't know which either. She was looking at the camera right when I was trying to show you folks. That's what she does! That's what she does! And then I looked at yours. Okay, so they're secret from one another. We don't want the other person to know what we have. At this stage, it's almost moot. But the 2-player game will work a little bit differently than the 3 to 4-player game, and we'll explain how that works as we play the game along. So in the 2-player game, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select one of my cards out of my hand, and I'm going to play it face up in front of me. And I'm hoping that she does not have this card in her hand. I am playing the Forest Manager.
I don't have it.
Okay. She does not have this card, which is good. And as we progress, trust me, we are going to match cards, and you'll see how that works. So because she does not have the Forest Manager, that means I get to use both actions listed on his card. The top part allows me to add a glade anywhere on my open space on my board. So I'm going to add this glade right there to that spot. Plus, it's going to give me 1 wood. So I'm going to move the wood up 1 space. Now the bottom section says that I can either gain 1 food or 1 wood per glade on my board. So I have 3 glades. And I think I will decide to gain the food. So I'm going to move my food up 3. 1, 2, 3. And now this card would be just set over here to the side. It has been used and it's done for this round. So Carmen will now decide to play a card.
I'm going to play Fuel Collector.
I do not have the Fuel Collector.
So I have to spend 1 water. And then he's going to give me 1 coal per card in my hand. So that's why I didn't want to match Tim, because now I have 4 cards in my hand, so I get 4 coal.
Now when she said she did not want to match, bottom line is that if she would have had the Forest Manager in her hand in the last round, she has to play it. It's not an option.
And then I get to do the bottom as well, which is 2 wood.
Okay, so now just set that card to the side, and I will play one of mine. So I am going to play Charcoal Burner. Do you have the Charcoal Burner?
No.
Yes! So the Charcoal Burner will cost me 1 wood, but now I'm going to gain 3 coal, and now that I move my coal up, this little dial will move, because the coal now is not blocking this dial, and this space is open, so that means that it moves just like that, and it stops, and now it's reduced my clay to 0, and I'm going to move this coal up 3 as well. Alright, Carmen? Now, in a 3 to 4 player game, each person would select a card and put it face down in front of them. I do not have the Feudal Lord.
You don't?
No. So that means Carmen gets to use both actions, so she'll get the 1 tile from each one of these stacks of buildings. She gets to put that in front of her, and she gets to get 1 clay and 1 wood.
Ooh, nice.
And then the way that it would work in the 3 to 4 is that the first player would reveal his card and then go around the table if anybody matches any card in their hand, then they have to play it as we're doing here, which so far we haven't matched one, which is pretty interesting. I'm going to play the Slash and Burn Farmer.
Yep.
We always match on the Slash and Burn.
Because we want to get rid of these.
Yeah. Okay, so what Slash and Burn is saying that you remove one of your forest sections. So I'm going to remove this forest section. And then the thing is that she matched me. So what this does is it means that I can only do either the top or the bottom of this action now. I am going to do the bottom, which means I'm going to gain 2 food and move that up. And then this card just goes away.
Now, I play the card as well, and I also get to choose top or bottom. So I'm going to go with bottom, also move my food up.
Okay, now this card that she played is going to go over into this slot right here, and she can actually have 2 cards filling them slots. One here and one here. And then that's the maximum that she can do cards out of her hand to match me. So now it does go back over to her turn. And Carmen, what are you going to play this time?
I'm going to go with the clay worker.
Okay, I did not get the clay worker. I thought that I did. I don't have him. Okay, so you pay 1 water and you're going to get 4 clay for him. Oh boy. Man, oh man. This is really going to...
I should have moved this up, but I move it up until it hits the brick.
Yeah. Always move the dials immediately. Okay, well, I'm kind of hoping Pit Worker.
No.
Yes! Okay, so the Pit Worker is going to allow me to put an extra sand trap, or that's what I call them, on my player board. And then I get 1 immediate clay, which is going to move my brick up again. And then I also can decide to either gain sand or clay. Boy, that's kind of a tough decision, but I think I'm going to go with the clay again. So I'm going to get 3 clay because I get 1 clay per each sand pit. So 1, 2, 3. And now I have maximized my brick. I have 3 brick now in my player board, so that's nice. All right, last card. I do not have the Carpenter.
Okay.
So now that Carmen's run out of cards, that would end this round. So first thing she gets to do is she gets to destroy one of her forest sections on her board.
Now I'm going to look at these and I'm going to try to build this at some point. So I'm going to try to...
This fish yard.
Take the forest tile off where it's going to benefit me to put these lakes on.
Now, the way that the Feudal Lord works is that she takes 1 from each top of these stacks. That's the card that she played earlier. And she gets to put these down in her own little area. So I am not allowed to purchase them cards or them tiles. Those are her own little, you know, purchase area.
And I get to build something else too.
Did you get your 1 wood?
I can't.
You can't. You're maxed on wood.
I'm maxed out.
So now you're allowed to build 1 building.
Yes.
Okay. And then, so once she builds her 1 building, that will end this round. So which building are you looking at? You've got...
I'm going to go with the floodgate.
Okay, so the floodgate, that'll cost... It's got the resources listed over on the left-hand side. And it shows that it cost her 1 wood. It cost her 3 clay. And it cost her 2 brick. So... Now that she's got that, she can place it anywhere on an open space of her player board. And one thing to keep in mind, at any time you're allowed to remove, like the sand pit, the groves, or the ponds off your play area to be able to put whatever you want there. So, but these forest areas can only be removed with cards or with tiles that allow you to do that. So what this is doing, the floodgate, is it's saying that it's going to give her 1 victory point for the largest amount of touching ponds on her player board. So what she's going to try to do is build a ton of ponds now.
I'm going to try to connect these 2.
Yeah. Okay, so now that she's done that, that'll end the build phase. We will replace that building with the half-timbered house, and that would end round 1. And now we're going to go into round 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 15 cards. We're going to select 5 more. I'm going to pass the first player marker over to Carmen. We're going to select our cards, but we don't want you to see that boring part, and we'll come back to the action for round 2. Okay, so here we are at the beginning of round 2. Just so you know, the game goes over the course of 4 total rounds, and then after that, we'll add up our points. Whoever has the most wins the game. So, Carmen, you are first player, which means you'll select one of your cards out of your hand, play it, and hopefully I match. So, let's see.
Okay. Well, I know I want to play this card. I'm just not sure.
The Slash and Burn Farmer. I didn't pick him this time. Believe it or not.
Oh, yay! I get to move both up.
And I almost did.
Happy day. Okay,
So,
I'm not sure which forest to remove. I'm trying to plan my contiguous ponds here.
I would almost say remove this one just so that you can try to start building up here and you don't try to block your pond.
Well,
you know
yeah, my pond's going to go here.
Yeah,
this
you know
one
you're going
might
to build
work
through here.
Too.
Yeah, that could possibly, but the only reason I wouldn't do that one yet is because what if you build all your ponds and then you want to start building them downwards to create more and more?
Yeah.
And then that would, this one here would make, or even up here, anything up.
Anything. Anything.
Anything up.
I'll go with this one.
Okay.
Alright. Now I get 2 coal.
2 coal and 2 food. Very good. Alright, so I will go with good old forest manager.
I don't have him.
You never have him, and then that's what's awesome about it.
I keep letting you get away with this.
Yes, you do. So I'm going to place that right there.
Okay.
Plus I get a wood, and then I get to get 1 food or wood per forest.
You're going to be rolling in the food and wood.
I'm rolling in food and wood. I think that I will move, thinking about moving up my food again, because I can only get 2 wood. And you're not allowed to split this up, so you're not allowed to say, well, I'll take 2 wood and then 2 food. I have to take either 4 food or 4 wood, and I'm not allowed to take 2 food on this wheel and 2 food on that wheel either. It all has to come from the same. I'm going to go this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move that one up. I think I'm going to leave coal there and try to get everything else moved up. Leave coal as my blocker. All right, go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to go with the pond builder.
I do have a pond builder.
No!
Yay! So what this means is that each of us are only going to be allowed to do either the top or the bottom section of the card. She's most likely going to do the top because I picked him because I knew she would be wanting to build ponds because she's wanting to do her floodgate and connect all her ponds together. So I'm going to do the bottom section.
I chose that card for the top and bottom though. I was wanting to get water, so...
Okay, so this would go right here, and I can only do that one more time to match her.
Okay, so I guess I'll go with the top. And...
Well, it's right there.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Okay, my turn, right?
Yes.
Okay, now let's see. I've got a pretty decent decision to make here, I think. Let's see. Alright, I am going to play the Carpenter.
I don't have him.
Yay! So I will remove this one. So that one goes away. I get 1 wood. And now I get to build. And I am going to build the Sandstone Factory. The Sandstone Factory cost me 2 wood, and it cost me 2 brick. And I place it on my player board just like that. Now what this allows me to do, because it's in blue, means that I can do this action as much as I want. So at any time I can convert 3 sand into 1 brick. And, oh, well, look at that. A sand producer just happened to pop up, which just so happens to fall right in place for that card. So, okay, go ahead, hon.
You're going to have this one, I just know it.
Okay, let's see it. I do have the pit worker, yes.
Okay.
All right, so now I need to decide because I think that I'm going to want that sand, but I was really hoping you didn't have it because I was wanting the clay, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to go with sand. So we can either do the top or the bottom, so I could either add another pit to my player board and get 1 clay, or I can go to the bottom and either get, because I have 3 of the pits, get 3 pieces of sand or 3 pieces of clay. I'm going to decide to get the 3 pieces of sand, so I'm going to move that up 3 spaces, and now I got that there, so put that over there. So now I'm the one with 1 card left, and we'll have to see if Carmen matches me. Yeah.
No, man!
Yeah, can you believe that? Because both your cards you played matched mine. So, here we go. Supplier. And you did have him. Well, that's good. At least you did have 1, because that would have stunk otherwise. So,
yeah, but I can't build what I was planning on building.
So the supplier allows you, it says at the top, to take 2 of the same good of your choice, and each other player receives 1 of that good. So if I take 2 food, she would get 1 food. Or I can decide to build a building. Well, I would like to build a building if I can. Let me see here. In fact, I think I will. I'm going to build this sand producer, I'm thinking.
Nice.
Or I can, let me think. Yeah, I can't build the sand factory yet. So, I don't have enough of that. Yep. So I'm going to build the sand producer, which costs me 1 wood and one clay. I'm going to put that on my player board there. And what that'll allow me to do now is I can start converting wood into sand.
Can't build my fish yard yet. And I don't see anything I was wanting to build on the board that I can build either.
Well, maybe you should do the top part of it then.
Yeah, let's see. I'll go with water.
Okay, so Carmen's going to take 2 water, so that gives me 1 water in return.
Because that lets me move this, and then I get 2 glass.
Okay, so that would end the second round, and we
never got to play my last card.
Carmen, look what just popped up. The sand pit now. It turns 1 water into 2 sand. My sandstone factory's gonna have tons of abilities to get sand.
Well, I'm gonna have lots of water, so maybe I should take that.
Okay, so that'll end round 2, so we're gonna go into round 3, so we're gonna start selecting our cards, and we'll be back at the beginning of round 3. Okay, so we're at the beginning of round 3, so I will take the first player little goblet, and then I will play one of my cards. So I am going to play the Feudal Lord.
I don't have him.
I knew you wouldn't have him. Okay, so I'm allowed to take one of the top of each one of these buildings and add it into my little play area. And oh, what do we got there? Interesting. The mansion, it gives me plus 2 victory points per adjacent grove. That's kind of nice. Okay. And and then I get 1 clay and 1 wood as well. So Carmen.
I messed up. I had a card that I put back that I didn't mean to.
It's hard. It is really difficult to select only 5 cards. Really. I do not have the cultivator. So the cultivator is going to allow her to add 1 pond, which that's what she'll do is a pond, 1 clay or sand pit, or 1 grove to her player board, and she gets to build 1 building as well. So what you gonna build? Boy, I wish I could get that lumber storage. That'd be great. Cost me 1 sand, get my 4 wood, and then I could instantly convert it over into brick. That'd be sweet.
I don't know. I don't know if I have enough time for all this.
Oh boy.
I'll try this one.
What'd you do?
The
bathhouse?
Bathhouse
is good.
1 wood, 1 brick, and 2
glass. It's an expensive one, but it could pay off though too.
It could, but I don't know if I have enough time to build all
Well,
this.
you do. You have enough cards in your. You do. You're fine.
All right.
But the other thing is it's cutting off your thing, so now you're gonna have to remove that to go straight over. But all right. Well, speaking of that, it makes me think you don't have the Forest Manager.
That's the card that I accidentally put back.
Well,
because
why would
if I played it, I could at least get 2 food.
That would have bummed me out if you would have. All right. So, I think that. That's interesting because I wouldn't mind trying to build that mansion. So I'm going to put this right here in that spot. And then I get 1 wood. And then I can either get wood or food. So I'm going to go with wood. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, Carmen, before you take your turn, I'm going to utilize one of my blue buildings. I'm going to utilize the sand producer. So what it's saying is I take 1 wood and I can turn it into 2 sand. So I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to do it again and get 2 more sand. Now I've got a total of 6 sand. I'm going to go over to my sandstone factory and I can convert 3 sand into 1 brick. So I'm going to reduce this down, gain a brick. I'm going to do it again, reduce this down, and gain a brick. So I'm going to, 1 more time with the wood, turn it into 2 sand, and I think that'll be enough for right now. So now you see how just useful these blue buildings can be. Did we forget to replace one, or did you just buy it? Okay.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so I'll put that back out. Hey, 1 victory point for 2 water. That ain't that good. All right, Carmen, it is your turn. Now, the other problem I have is that all my player board's getting filled up. So I got to try to get rid of some forest, or I'm going to have to start pulling off my other things, and that's not cool. A pit worker. I do not have a pit worker. So a pit worker, I know how that feels. When you really need the card to come through and it does, you're like, yeah! So she gets to add a sand pit to her player board and gain a clay, which now that she's moved that clay up, it'll move her dial, so that gives her a brick. So it's kind of like she gained the clay, but she loses the clay, but she produced a brick, which bricks are very useful.
So basically, you're using the clay, the coal, and the food to make a brick.
Yes.
Kind of. Okay, so I have 3 sand pits, so I get 3 more clay.
1, 2, 3. All right. And then that utilizes that card. So now it's my turn again, and I am going to play the clay worker.
Oh, you know I don't have it because I got my clay from the pit.
Yeah, but I didn't know which one you were going to go for until I saw you did that, so I had a pretty good feeling you did not do the clay worker.
Yeah.
So that cost me 1 water, but I get 4 clay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, 4. So that puts me at 6. I about gave myself like a bunch of clay. Counting's hard. All right, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to go with Pond Builder.
Well, you know what? I knew he was going to do that, but I didn't do it because...
Because you're nice?
No, it's not just that. I am nice, but it's... I'm trying to do something else, and that's just not playing with
Right, I know what
and sometimes you just want to pick the cards, because... And that's the... This right here is where I enjoy this game so much, is picking the cards. It is so fun, because I knew she was going to pick that card, but I just, you know...
Now I've got to decide.
Either water or sand.
Water or sand, and I've got to look at what I'm trying to build and see.
Well, a sand will give you 1 glass.
Will give me a glass, exactly.
So that is a tough one. Well, I see what you should try to build. And you're not there
I'm not
yet. You're not even
near it. No.
No, you're not even close.
Okay. I will go with sand because I think it'd be a good idea to get glass.
Okay.
Okay, so, wait, that's a lot of sand.
It is a lot of sand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. So you all done?
Uh-huh.
All right. Go ahead and move your card, and I am playing the woodcutter.
I don't have him.
Yes! I'm going to remove that 4th section, and it gives me 4 pieces of wood. So, 1, 2... What I'm going to do before I even produce my wood, because I can do this at any time, I'm going to take away a wood and produce 2 sand. I'm going to take away a wood, produce 2 more sand. Now, I'm going to produce my 4 wood, so that gives me 6 wood. All right. And it's your turn again.
Well, and this is probably my last card, so I've got
Let's see if you match me. It'd be awesome if you did. Well, actually not. I kind of hope you don't have this card. I don't have him. The Slash and Burn Farmer. I do not have him. So, yep. And you get 2 coal and 2 food.
Okay.
Oh, that'll work perfect to give you your brick you need.
It will. Is that what I want to do, or do I want coal and food?
Well...
See, if I move these up, I'm immediately going to go back down to 0.
Well, yeah, but I'm assuming you're trying to build the water tower, right? That gives you everything you need now to build the water tower.
The problem is the water tower gives me...
Yes.
An adjacent empty space. I didn't really plan for that.
Okay,
I don't really have a lot of adjacent empty spaces right now.
If you popped it here, you could bam, bam. And then that fulfills your bathhouse, and it still creates your continuous once you get that out of the way.
I need to get this out of the way.
Which that's not going to be tough. You got 1 more round.
So we'll go...
1, 2, and then that gives you all your brick. Yeah. Your combo that you're doing, I didn't know about the fish yard, but doing this this water one with the water tower, I saw that
This is going to take care of the fish yard. So
yeah,
you need to get that one.
All right. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Move your Slash and Burn guy out of the way.
Okay.
Builder. Oh! I knew you probably had him.
Oh, you know what? I don't have any food. That's why I was trying to decide.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Well, I guess...
But at least I kept you
It's a defensive measure. That really stinks, huh?
Yeah, I didn't plan very well with the food because I was planning on using the forester guy.
Yeah, that really stinks.
And messed up. So.
I should take your water tower. That would be so funny. That would make you so mad, wouldn't it? You would hate me forever. I'm kind of thinking about building this district office. It's worth 3 victory points. And I can remove 2 buildings from my private offer, and then I can build any one of these things that I want. That's kind of cool. Plus, it's 3 victory points. But I need to get something more. The hot springs is kind of good. per 1 water. So I get 1 coal per water, which I have no water. The wood trader, ooh, it's only worth 1 victory point.
See, if I would have moved up this food instead, maybe I could have built something and then go ahead and move this food up next turn.
2 victory points per set of this, this, and this. That is awfully tempting. I'm going to build the estate. And let's see what I can do here. So that cost me 2 wood. 1, 2. Cost me 1 glass. And it cost me 2 brick. Alright. So we'll see what I can do with that. And pop. There you go. Oh, wait. Can I take that back? I forgot I was going to build my mansion. Can I put that back, please?
I don't care.
Okay. I totally spaced that out that I had these down here.
There's so much to think about in this game.
Okay, I'm going to put that back. I want to build my mansion.
Okay.
And I was going to pop it right here because I get 2 points per adjacent grove. So it cost me 2 wood, 2 glass, and 2 clay. So 1, 2. And I'm going to pop this pit out. I'm going to pop it right in there. Kind of like your bathhouse. Same effect. And then this just goes away. Whoop. All right, sorry about that. I really wanted to cheat. Okay, so that would end round 3. We are now going to go into the last round. So this is going to pass over to Carmen. We are now going to select our final set of cards. Okay, here we are. Final round. This is it. All right. Carmen, you're first. Which card you going to play?
I hope you don't have this one.
Well, let's find out.
If you don't have this one, I get to build lots of stuff.
Okay. Well, I do have the supplier. I'm sorry. You know, in the last round, it's all about building a lot of times, so it's hard-pressed that you're not going to, you know,
But if I could get that, then I could build
the coal.
The clinker block. I'm not going to be able to build it now. So
Okay.
that stinks.
Well,
okay.
You are first, so this card will slide over here for me, because that's the only time or I can match you one more time, so.
That clinker plant's awesome.
It can be awesome.
Okay. Where's my water tower? I'll go with that one.
Oh, you're going to build it? So Carmen building the water tower, which is very awesome, and what that allows her to do is she gets to put a pond on each adjacent space. So that works right into her bathhouse and her continuation. She needs to build one more pond here, which I'm sure she has the pond worker in her hands. So, all right. Well, I was going to build as well. Let's see. Well, what do I want to build first, huh? I am thinking I will build. I'm going to build the country house. And the country house allows me, first I will spend 1, 2 wood. I will spend my 1 glass and 1 brick. Now I get to place either a grove, a pond, or a sand pit here. And I'm going to place a pond. Come along, pond. There we go. All right, so why would I do a pond? We'll find out. All right, ready? Oh, let's replace that building. Sorry. Ooh, 7 clay. Sweetness. Ready? Ta-da! Woodcutter.
I do not have him.
Sweet! All right, I'm going to pop this off here. And I get 4 pieces of wood. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to spend 1 wood. I'm sorry, nope, I will not need to spend the 1 wood. I'm going to spend the 3, 1, 2, 3 sand and get my brick back, by the way, though. And that is it. So, okay, woodcutter, gone. Your turn.
Okay, I'm going to go with pond builder.
I do not have the pond builder. I knew you'd go with him, though, again, and I was very close to...
So you can actually pop off the landscape tiles, not the forest, but the landscape tiles can be popped off at any time.
Yeah. So your groves, your ponds, and your pits can all be popped off. So, pop. Ooh, you got a shark in yours!
Yeah! A rock! Okay. Got the coolest pond
Now you
ever.
get either 1 sand or 1 water per pond, and you've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them? Man.
That's a lot of ponds. I don't
Yes.
think I've ever had that many before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the water's not going to do me any good. I mean, if I max out on water, what am I going to get for it? I don't think... Unless I built something else that would give me points for water. I don't see anything. Well, that one does.
Yeah, the spring house. Yeah. But it's 1 point per 2. Best you can do is 3 points.
Yeah. I'll just go with the sand to max it out that way.
Okay.
Because you get points for that anyway. Without building.
Yes, you do because of the glassmaker colony. Okay. All right, here I go. Let's see. All right, let me make sure that I can do what I want to do here. Yes, I can. Can I fix it?
Yes, you can.
Do not match my card.
Okay.
Are you ready? Builder.
I don't have a builder.
Yes. Okay, so that's going to cost me 1 food, and to be able to do this, and then now I can build 2 times. All right, first.
Man,
yeah.
you got 2 cards left, and you can already build twice.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna build the wood trader. The wood trader costs me 1 wood, 2 clay, and 1 brick. And what this is going to allow me to do is I can convert wood into any 2 materials right now, though. It has to be right now that this happens. It's an immediate building. So, let's see. Boy, this is kind of a big deal.
Can you move your glass up?
No, well, yeah, I could move the glass up, yeah, if I wanted to. And I think that's actually what I'm going to do. So I'm going to spend 1 wood, and I'm going to move up my water 2 spaces. I'm going to spend 1 wood and move up my food 2 spaces. Now I have 2 glass. And I could do it 1 more time, but I don't really see the benefit of that at the moment. So I'm just going to leave it at that right now. But before I pass over to Carmen, I am thinking I am going to spend... Do I want to do that now and get that brick? No, not necessary. Okay, go ahead, Carmen. Your turn. Wait a minute, I could build 1 more time. I'm sorry. All right, so the second thing I want to build, which, well, I had a, well, wait a minute. Yes, I can. I can still do this, can't I? Ooh, yes, I can. I know what my plan was. Okay. Oh, well. All right.
It's still going to give you 2 points.
That's what I'm thinking, too. So there's my 2 points. And then, let me see here. 2 clay. And then it says I get 1 coal per 1 water, which I don't have any.
So. Water.
Dang,
okay.
I was just, if I'd have played this one first, I had it. That really stinks. I totally messed up because I did them out of order. Totally whiffed on my last round.
Now you've got me scared.
Man.
I need...
I can't believe I did that. Dang it, dang it, dang it.
Pit worker.
I do have the pit worker, so there's my second card there. Which it doesn't matter now,
I'm taking the bottom so that I can get 3 clay.
I'm going to take the bottom so that I can get the 2 sand. And then I'm going to convert that sand into a brick. So, with my sandstone factory.
I get another point.
Yep.
Awesome.
So.
Okay.
All right. And you still have 2 cards in your hand? Forest manager. You don't have him, do you?
No.
Oh no, and you didn't build again, did you? And that's game. Because I matched you on supplier and pit worker.
I was going to build the fish yard.
Oh, that would have been 4 points. So the forest manager is going to give me 1 grove, which I'm going to replace this pit with a grove.
And I was hoping to get another pond, too.
Yeah, when I matched these 2, I was like, oh no. Bummer. Sorry. I do get 1 wood. Then I can get either food or wood. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I'll just go with the wood. And I'm maxed out on bricks, so that doesn't matter. So, alright, so here's what we do. We just go into our scoring phase of the game. Now, the way that this game scores is that in the upper right-hand corner of a building, it shows you what the victory points are. Oh, man, I would love that. It shows you what the victory points are on each one of the buildings. So, for instance, my country house is worth 4 victory points. My sandstone factory is worth 4 victory points. Add those up. Then you're also going to look at some of your other buildings. For instance, Carmen's floodgate. She's going to get 1 victory point for her largest connected set of ponds. Add those up. However many pieces of glass you have left over are worth 1 point apiece. However many pieces of brick, 1 piece. And however many pieces of sand are ½ a point each.
I just thought for sure I was going to be able to play 4 cards. And if I would have done them in a different order, I would have had 2 more points.
Oh, no.
Because I could have put my pawn there.
Oh,
I just wanted to point that out.
That would have been 3 more points. Because your bathhouse
It would have been 3 more points if I would have played that
first,
instead of the pit worker.
The pit worker.
Uh-huh.
Yep. All right, so let's add up our points. Let's see who won. So, okay.
21.
24. You would have tied me if you would have replaced that.
If I just would have played the cultivator.
Can you imagine that? If you would not have played your pit worker, because this didn't do me a lick of good, okay?
Yeah.
I was pretty much done. Playing him, I was pretty much done. But because you played your pit worker before you played your cultivator would have put your pawn there. That would have given you 3 points with your combination floodgate bathhouse.
Yep.
And you would have been able to build again. So technically, you probably would have you'd have probably won.
I don't think I would have been able to build again. That's why I played the pit worker. I needed clay. I really could.
Wow, that was a great ending. I tell you what, this game is all about playing your cards in the right order. And it really was emphasized in that last round. I messed up just the same as you did because I should have played my forest manager before I played my builder. I could have built 2 good buildings and stuck to the plan. But I had to revert from that plan because I played him out of order on accident.
Yeah, well, actually, mine wasn't really an accident of playing him out of order.
Oh, I thought that you... I didn't think that you meant to play the pit worker. So you were greedy?
Yeah. The cultivator would have allowed me to put my pawn down if I would have played it instead of the pit worker, which would have been 3 points. But if I get my clay first and then play the cultivator, I could have had a building and a pawn, which would have been 7 points.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to do too much.
Now, if you could have gotten away with that, though, you would have won the game, though. So that was the risk you took. Okay, if I can get away with this, I win the game.
Right.
But I don't think you expected me to have the pit worker in my hand.
If he didn't have the pit worker in his hand, I would have gotten away with it.
You would have won if I didn't have the pit worker. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
But seems how I did. But that's the game. That's the gamble, and that's the game. You just don't know what your opponent has in their hands. And you're always just trying to, maximize the 3 cards you know for a fact you're going to be able to play each round. And hope you're going to get the other 2 in.
Yeah, the chances of you being able to play all the cards you chose just isn't very high.
It benefited me, too, that I was the last player in the last, I was second player in the last round. Because the second player gets the advantage that, first player plays their first card, bam, I match it, boom, I'm now a card ahead of my opponent. So that hurts. And it puts you behind the 8 ball already. Because you don't know how, if I can match the other one. I mean, and that's exactly what happened.
I think this live play really shows off the game. Tim did a lot of manipulating of the wheel and getting the materials that way. And I did a lot of cultivating, and you see how that can benefit you also when the scoring finishes.
So many branches to victory. It just goes off all over the place. And we do have another video we're working on, and it'll be our review portion of Glass Road. And we'll go into more detail of what we think of the game. I'll just tell you right now, I love it.
Yeah, so get more details on the game and watch that review.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.